I promised myself I wouldn't do a Wookieerotica 2. So done that, been there, ship set. I wouldn't have made it unless I got inspired again to make something. Everyone says, do you want to touch the prequels? You're going to touch the current stuff? You're going to touch the expanded universe? I don't really want to. You know, almost everything except the original trilogy in the Star Wars universe is pretty divided. So I just want to kind of keep to that time period. There's a little bit of an innocence associated with that because it was so unique. But we used all the good characters in the first one. So we're going, okay, what are we going to do in part 2? So, okay, well, one, we wanted to go deep. So we had to pull things from that period of Star Wars. You know, we wanted to keep it true to that period, but we wanted to kind of expand on it. So we referenced the Ewoks TV films. We referenced the holiday special. Oh, did we reference the holiday special?
Usually like to taste the broth, so we'll have a little taste and see how it's coming along.
Oh, it's kind of hard to explain. It's a, wow.
We referenced unused Ralph McQuarrie artwork, the original poster what they made for getting interest at Comic-Con, with things from the Droids cartoons and the Ewoks cartoons. You know, that's how deep we went. So basically, when I'm creating it, I know what I want. I know what I want to put in there. And I do a whole list of all the products, the characters, and everything like that. And then I reference a ton of original Playboy. We bought so many Playboys when we created this, like from the 70s, mainly in the 60s. We have them laying around everywhere. And we just really got familiar with the language, and like, everyone remembers Playboy being a bit different. Most of it is advertising. That's what you gotta understand. If you pick up a Playboy, you get to about 150 pages before you see the first bit of flesh or whatever. Most of it's just for hi-fi, cigarettes, booze, when you could advertise all that. We said, well, we have to put that in there. So we actually have a much higher ratio of like girls to adverts than the original Playboy does, but this is how I basically do it. I create a folder like this, and I take the pages like that, and I recreate the ads from scratch using products what I like. That one there. We recreated that right there. Most of the adverts are in there are from the original trilogy or the holiday special. Here's some of my favorite. This one here is for the Groomer. And one starring Tim, who's my good friend. And I made him grow a beard, and then we just shaved parts of it to give you an example. And that's based on a real ad from the 70s. But the Groomer is actually from the holiday special.
Just a groomer, you say? A lot more than that.
And the whole write-up is the monologue the guy gives. And there's no clear images in the world of what this thing looks like. He's just holding it, and it looks like the worst prop they've ever made. And that's why it looks so bad, because it looks bad in the original. So I made that in 5 minutes, that prop, but it looks pretty accurate to what you see on screen. This one here, Visit Endor. This is the family from Caravan of Courage, the Ewoks movie. And that's their ship. And there's no good photo of a ship. There's like 4 bad photos. There's nothing of the whole ship together. We had to design that ship based on the photos from like the stills from the film. All these outfits here, there are unused artwork from Ralph McQuarrie when he was coming up with ideas for character designs and everything. We kind of made an ad, which is based on an original ad, for a fashion emporium on Carillion. The thing with Playboy is you have to have either a cigarette or a booze advert on the back cover. Almost every real Playboy, booze, cigarettes. Then you go into the inside cover, and it's usually the opposite. Cigarettes. And so we wanted to do a booze one, and we did that on the original. We did a Smearhoff. And we said, well, let's do something different. And we said, let's go tattooing this time. And we said, well, what are we gonna do? And I was thinking we'll go gin. And wasn't particular to any type of brand. But then in my research, in one of the earlier drafts of the script, Mos Eisley's cantina was originally called Gordon's Cantina. And I thought, Gordon's Gin. So we named this Mos Eisley's Gin. And that's a deep cut. It's like super nerdy, but that's the kind of stuff I get a kick out of. That it's like an in-joke just for me and maybe one other person in the whole world who might get it in 15 years or something. I am in Wookiee 1 a few times just wearing masks. We wanted like a kind of Hunter S. Thompson on the road with like bounty hunters, like when he went on the road with the Hells Angels and wrote that article. We wanted something like that. And I always kind of do it traditionally. I was like, let's contact like some really good like people on the 501st, cosplayers and everything like that. But it's always really hard to get those guys involved because obviously they're a lot more family friendly than us. So it's hard getting all those guys involved. We've got the really nice costumes and I can't afford to have every costume. Like I have a lot of costumes, but I can't have a Bossek or a Dengar or any of those kind of characters. You know, they're just too obscure and I wouldn't get any use from them. So I try and contact people who do, but they never want to come. So this time around, we're like, how are we going to get these like battle shots and everything? And we used action figures in little dioramas. And that's what they are. They're little action figures, this big. But the thing is, all these other characters are great, but I had to kind of replace Dengar's face because it looked plastic. And it wasn't because I wanted a cameo, because we were behind our deadline, we had to catch up, I had to shoot it, and I was the only one fat enough to look like Dengar. My favourite ideas are usually the ones where I don't know how to do it when I come up with the idea, and I have to work it out, and I don't know if it's going to work, because usually it'll cost a lot more money to do it properly, and you do tests and everything. I don't have that luxury. You know, I have to come up with it in my head, and I only have a little bit enough money and time traditionally to kind of just hope it works on the day. Sometimes it doesn't, and that sucks. But when it does, it's better than any drug, you know? And in this one, I'd have to probably go my female Ewok. By far, that was the most fun and ridiculous. At one point, I was standing with a photographer and his assistant just going, what the fuck is our life? What the fuck is our life?